Well, I think before transplantation, there wasn't much interest in medicine in immunology. It was a very embryonic kind of study. And once transplantation became something that people were interested in, thought they might actually become a reality. I think when Meda was early classical papers, then immunology had a new breath of life and expanded. So that would be one thing, and then the others are related to that would be immunogenetics, particularly HLA, and something that we didn't know anything about, and it's got a whole lot of spin-offs in all kinds of aspects of medicine, HLA association with diseases and so on. And then, of course, there were a whole, really a whole rack of diseases that couldn't be treated, and patients just died. And when I was when I was a medical student and first confronted with this as a medical student, I was asked to look after my patient, because we had a very close relationship with our patients. And he was about my age, and he had Bright's disease. And I was asked to keep him comfortable because he'd be dead in 2 weeks. And I didn't know anything about transplantation, but I wondered, in terms of gardening, horticulture, could he not have a graft of a kidney? And I was told no. And I said, well, why not? And the chief physician said, because it can't be done. I think it will be relevant. I think transplantation in the space of 50 years has come a tremendous way, but it has always depended on donor organs. And donor organs come from either the living or the dead, depending on the organ in question and what is available. And as we get better at transplantation, the need for more organs becomes more and more apparent, and the difference between what's available and what we would like are completely separate. And this is a terrible temptation for people who are desperate to receive an organ, to cut corners and cut moral attitudes and ethical values in order to get what is more valuable than the most precious jewels or any other thing that you can think of. So this will be more of a problem in the future, how to get an organ when there's a greater shortage and more people want them. As I mentioned, I think it has been bringing together people from different countries, from different cultures, to meet, to face up to what is unsolved, and to try and bring them together to solve the unsolved questions, but also to have a friendly rapport between peoples of different nations who are focused on trying to do better with transplantation. I think it's got to face up to reality and limitations, and something that has crept into attitudes of physicians and surgeons involved in transplantation is a feeling that at all costs they've got to find an organ for a sick patient. And even if they think that the survival value, the quality of life will be greatly limited. And so there has been a increasing widening of the indications for transplants of organs. And sometimes this, I feel, sails very near to the wind in terms of what is ethically acceptable. I mean, for instance, children giving organs to their parents, that worries me. Live donations that are not very close relatives, particularly liver donors, and then the covering up of criminal practices or totally unethical practices. I suppose it is difficult. I suppose there would be advances in understanding in immunosuppression and attitudes towards tolerance. I think I would have predicted that we would have developed tolerance by now on a large basis. So it's kind of the reverse of your question. I'm surprised that we haven't got there. No, I think that I think the Transplantation Society has a duty to try and do that. I think that's should be one of the missions of the society, is to show to the public that the doctors can be trusted, that the welfare of the potential donor is uppermost, is number one, not well, this person's very badly ill, we won't treat them to the best of our ability. And I think the society should keep on hammering at this. And also I think it should have an educational role to play in terms of the public and also politicians. I think that tolerance across the board for kidney transplant patients won't succeed. The strict definition of tolerance, I think there'll be some patients who will be manipulated to have tolerance, but I think that there is a danger of units pursuing tolerance to use harsher and harsher methods of conditioning the patient, which makes it not worthwhile to have the triumph. I've got 10 patients tolerant, but unfortunately I killed 5 of them, 5 others. Well, I mean, I was very impressed with the work started in a collaboration between Barcelona and Bristol of using autologous cells to line a scaffold of a trachea. And that would be autologous, avoiding rejection. And that, I think, is being expanded, that type of approach. And quite a number of labs are now trying to have skeletons of liver or kidney to then fill it up with your own cells. But if you can't do it with your own cells, then maybe with stem cells or genetically modified cells. Well, I think the international side of it is very important because each country, as it develops, will have its own Transplantation Society and then its own individual organ societies. And talking to themselves is the limit. And by joining the Transplantation Society, the internationalization of the contact between different people is extremely valuable. And if you come from a very rich, well-developed country, you may be able to learn why it is difficult for people coming from a poor country. And also you have a responsibility for training surgeons and physicians from the poor country.